Mirepoix.
You can't turn the computer this way. So
Let's see if now that we self-producing. Bam. Let me tilt it up a bit. There we go. Welcome to episode 50.
We in here, baby.
Welcome, taste buds. Oh no.
I hear the bubbling.
Yo.
It's a bubbling.
We got ourselves a new webcam. We got ourselves a new little studio.
A little delay going on here.
Yeah, hey, the camera's so high tech. It put on a little latency. All right, let's see. Check, test. If I got anyone in chat, please let us know. But welcome in.
What's up, taste buds?
What's up, taste buds? Give me one quick little second, real quick. Sorry to keep teasing y'all before we start this off.
Y'all know how it is, man. We are 50 episodes in, but we still learning. You know, we still putting the pieces together. But like you said, we just got a brand new webcam.
Yeah.
So trying to elevate, always looking forward to elevating. But that just kind of take, you know, getting our feet wet as well. So let's, yeah.
All right, cool. Sorry, my head was getting cut off. All right.
Bro.
Nuts. Okay, there we go. All right. Episode 50 for reals.
Yeah.
Welcome home, taste buds. Thanks. We love y'all.
Yes.
We upgraded. We got ourselves a new upgraded studio.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Mr. Producer, Mr. Cruisinellini, Mr. Bose is unable to join us today, so we figured himself out.
Yeah, man.
But welcome to episode 50.
Indeed, bro.
Dude, it's been a hell of a month. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Before we dive into
we gotta
any of
introduce
that,
ourselves, man.
Welcome to episode 50 of the Mirepoix podcast.
Absolutely.
For those that have been with us, for those that are new to it, as you know, the Mirepoix is a French culinary term to describe one of the greatest flavor bases in their cuisine. And that base is carrots, celery, and onions, all reduced down a little bit of butter and fat. Now, our Mirepoix is our talents, our charms, our expertise simmered down by you, the viewer, to create the greatest base for conversation, for growth, for learning, for excellence, and for all the wonderful things you know and love us for. As always, I am your host, Gilberto Casimiro Valdez, the reigning guildmaster for the Guild TX, the excellent event planning company that brings all of our talents and expertises to your doorstep to put on the best parties, whether it's a birthday party, holiday retreat, corporate executive function, tax write-offs galore, or even to help your business find a way to reach new clientele and new customers. We are here for you. And we are joined with and by
Chef Kai's from the Chef Kai's Experience, where we provide the best luxurious dining experience in the comfort of your own home or the environment of your choosing. Always meaning we'll bring our services to you where you are. So shall we be also, man. We are traveling, but you know, hook us up. You know where to find us at chefkaisexperience.com, Chef Kai's Instagram. Y'all already know the tags, but hey, man, like we said, welcome to episode 50. This is the golden episode, bro.
Dude, the golden episode. That's that 5-0, baby.
Yeah, man, we moving right along. It seems like only yesterday that we was just in the middle of the Pearl trying to figure out the sound quality, having a 2-hour episode that nobody could hear. You know, and then going to the Nucio Ridge location, figuring out lighting positions and all this. To this our new location here, man. So it seems like we're always progressing.
Yeah.
And just stay tuned for what we got next.
As soon as we get comfy, we make another upgrade.
Oh yes.
And that leads us to a world of uncomfort, but more importantly, a world of growth. And that's what this episode is all about, recapping this insane growth and this insane, honestly, month that both of our businesses have had individually, together, vice versa, etc., and all those wonderful things, because it has been a hell of a month. This is all about recap. You know, we're going to provide you some education. We're going to stir the pot a little bit. And you know, we got our bingo rolling right now. You can see Kai's working on some goodness. I got something steaming in the back over here, waiting for woo, look at that sizzling. But we getting some real fun stuff headed y'all's way for today's episode. But before we dive into that, man, how's your 2 weeks been, bro?
Oh yeah.
How's it been this past time?
So the week before, obviously we didn't have an episode. Your boy got sick. We went to Dallas. Did one of my clients' beautiful 45th birthday. Shout out to Andrew Reed for booking us out there. Some of my day one clients. Got back home, man. My body just shut down. So my fault for missing last week's episode, but your boy had to go take care of business.
Yeah.
But after that, this past weekend, we had our USAA executive clients booking us for their anniversary. And then from there, also doing the Jack and Jill little get together for the other clients. So we've been moving, man. We've been busy keeping up with the morning brew, connecting with the clients, connecting with the team. Community has been the word of the month for the year. And we also did our Sunday service yesterday, feeding, a lot of people, right, bro. That's always a great time, man. Pretty much just me and some of my close friends get together, cook, make drinks, listen to music, talk a little smack on the spades table, with the kids around. Just it feels like family reunions on Sunday. So
it's Sunday service.
It's Sunday service, bro.
Man, and I was happy to be a part of it. I was happy to be there because it's not just about the good food. That's a given. Anywhere we go, good food is to follow. It's not about the good drinks. Anywhere we go, good drinks are to follow.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, Sunday service, what makes that so special, not just for me, for Kais, and for all the wonderful people he brought together, it's the company, it's the people, bro. It's who you're talking to, it's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
They say that your worth is the sum of the 5 people closest to you. And over there, it was beautiful being surrounded by restaurant owners, caterers, event planners, bakers, barbers, truckers, like all these people that own their own businesses that are there to, as much as we're just there to have fun, unwind, the quality of our conversations is far different than just, hey man, did you catch the game the other day? It's more so like, hey, where's your business at? Hey, what are you doing for Thanksgiving? What are your packs look like? Oh, you got a media day plan? And we feed off each other and we spiral upwards in this great sort of storm of wonderful emotions and wonderful moods. And honestly, that's the energy I've been riding these past 2 weeks. As y'all know, I just made that free fall into no day job, into relying purely on my own skills, talents, and the beautiful people that I get to call clients and customers to get everything done, to keep my life moving forward. And it has been a blast. I was so nervous and so scared of truly breaking that umbilical cord. And these past 2 weeks, man, I booked a client to do a company holiday retreat for their executives.
Yes, sir.
I lined up a client to help them with their restaurant, not just with, hey, I'll get you some cool events and get new customers in the door, but at the operational level to show, hey, let me lend my expertise to you to have an overall better company in every way, shape, and form. Finding new clients, meeting new business people, and most importantly, getting rid of that, I used to call it spam. You all know it. When you get that phone call, hey, can I talk to you about your business real quick? When you get that email that says, hey, let's talk about your next event or whatever it might be. Making that transition to saying, okay, I get annoyed and I treat that as spam. How can I advertise my business without it being called spam? Without me feeling like I'm just spamming people out to get new business. And that has all been whirlwind these past 2 weeks. And man, it has been great finding new ways to stay busy. But man, that's what we call that's pre-shift for y'all.
That's pre-shift, man. And to that extent too, for people who also have that, it's kind of like that imposter syndrome. You just don't think that you're good enough. But when you know that you're valuable, that you got value, that you bring something to the table, man, understand if I'm reaching out to you, I'm trying to be a blessing into your life. I got something that I can offer that I can make your life better. And that's just a little tidbit for all the entrepreneurs out there,
Yeah, honestly,
drop that dime on it.
I was talking to the managers at this restaurant, trying to get them part of my Guild Leadership Academy. To get them where they need to be to actually be able to grow that business. And one of the things I told them was it all starts with you and the belief you have in yourself, in the sense that, there's an excellent video where this guy goes around New York City trying to give away gold, literal blocks of gold, 5 grams. And he's saying, hey, here's some gold, here's some gold. And the whole video is just people rejecting him and people saying, like, get away from me, weirdo. I don't want any of that. I don't care what you're selling, blah, blah, this, that, and the third. But he's literally giving away gold. And that is something that I've started to really understand that my product, my services, my company, my business, it's gold.
We do this.
And so when I send you that email, when I call you up and say, hey, can we book a meeting? It's not about me trying to pull a wool. It's not about me being a snake oil salesman or anything like that. It's about me saying, I got gold and I want to share it.
Yeah.
The Lord above has blessed me with incredible talents and skills and opportunities that I feel it's part of my mission to share with the rest of the world.
Yeah.
And I want you to be a part of it. And that's why I'm reaching out to you. And, you know, that has been the energy, the ride, the wave. But before we dive into the true recap of what this month has held for us, true Mirepoix fashion.
You already know.
Boom.
Man, I couldn't get enough of these last night, bro. It came through with like 3 different shots.
Yeah.
Crafted shots, I should say.
Hey, it's Sunday service. And, you know, again, that was one of the coolest parts about it last night was everyone sort of brought, or better yet, everyone shared their blessing with each other.
Yeah.
So we had pastry chefs bringing some phenomenal cheesecake. Shout out. Piece of cake. Shout out Ashley.
Sweet potato cheesecake, guys.
Man, and everyone was bringing something. So I said, man, I can't be showing up empty-handed.
Them things have us right.
So I threw together 3 different elixirs, as I've been calling them, to bring out, to get everyone's party started. I brought my speakers, brought my playlist, brought the vibes, and did what the event planner does, you know? But it was a blasty blast and a half. So, you want to do bingo first, or you want to hop right into our main topic, my friend?
We gotta go in order. We gotta do what we do, guys, and let's get right into this. So, we've been doing the international bingo, and I gotta tell you, for me personally, this one has been the most challenging. As y'all know, I am of African descent, according to Ancestry.com.
Sure, bam, got the bingo board up for him.
Had the chance to give ode to my ancestors with an African soup or salad, which, by the way, I don't know if there's just, I'm not, looking up the right description of what I'm trying to do, but African soups, from what I can see, were just a lot of peanut stews and things like that. And I'm allergic to peanuts, guys, and that's why he's laughing. And then the other ones were like filled with like seafood and things like that. So I'm just like, this ain't gonna work. But I do remember seeing okra soups and how they correlate with gumbo, how gumbo is a descendant of African okra soup. So I just looked up okra soup, and that's what I cooked. So pretty much traditional okra soup in Africa comes from Nigeria, and it's filled with like aged smoked fish, crayfish seasonings or something, a bunch of scraps of cow hooves, tripe, just a bunch of crazy stuff, oxtails, and I love oxtails. That was the only thing that kind of sounded familiar. No, I didn't want to get too crazy, guys, so I just kind of kept it simple myself. And I hear this soup can really be made from any type of protein. So I used some lamb loins, some bone-in lamb loins. I did a little bit of Wagyu round steak because I wanted this to get tender. We weren't going to be cooking this all day, so I tried to do some cuts of meat that I felt could cook fast enough. Obviously adding my okra, some habanero peppers. You want to use some Scotch bonnet. I couldn't find Scotch bonnet, so I used habanero, which is a good substitute. Garlic,
Love my spice.
the peppers, onions. Let that stew down. A little bit of tomato, crushed tomato. Traditionally, I've seen people do like fresh tomatoes, but I use crushed. And then we got this fufu, guys. Okay, so the fufu, this right here, that. Okay, fufu is it can be made from multiple kinds of starches. I use cassava flour when I did my feijoada for the Brazilian main course. I had some leftover cassava flour, and I figured, this will be. Hey, this is cool, man. We're getting there.
Yeah,
this will be a good way for me to use this. And once again, finding the correlations between cultures. Finding out that cassava is not only a South American use of starch. Africans also use cassava which Gilberto's beautiful mother also let us know was part of the yucca plant.
Yo.
So we see this in different places, and this is what we are doing this, or while we're doing this, is to connect the dots. We're always more alike than different, and this is case in point. So this is my dish. I'm gonna start playing it.
Yeah, I was about to say, before I dive in, I want to test this guy out a little bit extra. Let's see if I can.
Do your thing, bro.
Look, this stuff it's like a playground to me. I love new tools. I love new experiences. I love learning. I love the difficulties that come with it.
Yeah.
And yeah, let's see how the action cam works.
All right.
All right, so I'm going to try to get this little angle. Let's see. And by the way, guys, don't be shy. Let us know how it looks like in the comments. Let us know how it feels. Let me try to. Woo.
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
This is the okra soup. Okra is obviously a type of vegetable that is extremely slimy, which makes this dish not the most appealing in my opinion. But in Africa, they love this stuff, bro. It was funny because I was watching a video on a lady making this, and she was like, "Do you have any picky eaters at the house? Because if so, they're gonna love this." And I'm thinking,
yo, what?
Yeah. She was like, "I've never met an African kid that didn't like this, who wouldn't eat okra stew."
Oh, but hold on a minute. I'm with the let me throw this action cam back for it, cause
it looked like something.
Yo, you know how I feel. Let's see what the proper angle
this
for this
is. The gruel.
This is Gilbert food right here, baby.
Yeah, this is for sure. Oh, also added some ginger. I just got a whiff of ginger, so let me make that known as well. And then this is meant to be eaten with your hands. With this fufu, I'm not sure how far we're gonna get with this. It kind of seemed a little bit too sticky for me. But
throw the gloves on. Hey, but that stickiness helps because that's how they, you just wipe it off, clean your hands. There's time I went to an Ethiopian restaurant, and that's how they have I forget what it's called, but it was basically what I consider like a watered down tortilla. But that's how they just rip it off, dip into it with your hands. And when I was like, man, this is kind of sticky, I don't like it. The server was just like, oh yeah, no, it's that way. You can just do this at the end of your meal, and all the sticky will absorb everything, and now your hands are back to normal. Let me say this: it did not work that way.
I was about to say
it did not work that way. I went straight to the bathroom and washed my hands. And I was like, nah, I'm a little too autistic to be having sensory issues like that.
Let me go ahead and get this ready. Right.
Oh yeah, here. Oh, there, over there, whatever. We got plenty on that.
So we break a little bit of this off apparently.
Yeah.
This is
steaming
hot. Though.
I think right here, this is the beauty of the new bingo. As y'all knew before, we kind of went into our past with the old bingo with challenges, childhood experiences, things like that. And this one is more ethnic. It's more global. It's about learning and growing from worldly influences. Mm-hmm. And eating like this definitely has me feeling like that's what I'm doing.
It's alright for me, man. This.
I was on a colonizer. I'd much rather just be eating it out of a bowl with a spoon.
Yeah, I was thinking that too, but I didn't want to be those guys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
What's I'll be that guy. Spoon, 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 spoon. Would you like one?
I guess we're gonna be those guys.
Hey, but I mean, look, we tried it. We did the authentic way, but this still be too good to be.
I'll say this too. This kind of reminds me of something in the South. It's like a okra tomato succotash, typically served with like corn. Things like that. So this is Southern, but also African. That's cool.
No, but it is absolutely delicious. Like I said, I'm a little too I don't know what word to use for it. I'm a little too whatever to be trying to eat with the fufu in my hands. But the stew by itself, man, over rice, woo!
Yeah, I wanted to make this with rice as well, but I was like, we're gonna do. What we're gonna do to do. We gotta do it.
Yeah, we got to give it a spare effort.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely happy this exists.
Cool, man. And,
Shit, I'll make some rice after the episode and eat it that way because that is woo.
And let's talk about this farm, bro. How we looking?
That's right. So I got it chilling right now. Let me switch back over to the bingo board again. Producers, holla at your boy. But moving over to the bingo board. So as you can see, Kais did today the African soup and salad. That was his bingo. Boom, lining in right there. And for me, I got Latin American dessert, which was a little bit easy yet tough for me because ultimately there's a lot of desserts. You know, it was one of those information paralysis.
Yeah.
One of those, there's too many options for me to choose from. And I thought about what was the most impactful in my life. And what I thought about was flan. I had never had flan until I moved to America and went to a taco cabana. And that was the first time in my life I had flan. And my brother swore by it. My brother loved it. I hated it. I was like, this is awful. This is gross. I don't like the texture. I don't like the consistency. And as life went on, I always said I hated flan. I was like, if that loses me my Mexican card, whatever. I was born and raised there. You can't take it away from me. But as I got older, I tried some real flan, you know, not made at Taco Cabana. And I realized, yo, putting creme brulee, or however you want to describe it in other words, that shit was amazing.
Yeah.
I absolutely loved it. And so this one was kind of special for me because it was my first time ever in my life making flan by myself, homemade, to try it out. And I came to realize it was a super simple recipe, but the actual execution of it was incredibly tough. You know, last week I tried my hand at it. I even recorded a little video on how to make flan at home. I wasn't happy with the quality of the video. I was not happy with the quality of the flan. I tried getting too crazy before understanding the basics. So I had to bring it back, dialed it in, tried it again. And so this time I went with the simple. You know, it's literally as simple as can be. First you get some sugar, melt down some caramel, put it in a buttered pan. Put it in a buttered pan. Let it cool, let it dry, let it get a nice little hard crust on it. And as it's sitting in there, you pour in basically eggs, condensed milk, and evaporated milk. That's all that the recipe calls for. And you strain it, pour it over the top as it's cooling, and then you just steam it for about an hour. Hour and some change, depending on how big or how small it is. And then you let it cool. But I did it, came out delicious, I liked it, but I knew I wanted it to make it my own. So for this one, I added a little bit of vanilla, added a little bit of honey, and then I even added in some cinnamon and some pumpkin spice to try to really capture the more fall flavors and get you a more, a seasonal flan, if you will. And so right now I got it chilling. That's why y'all heard steaming back there. You know, I can't wait to show y'all the little steamer I created and improvised, because if I'm known for anything, it's the ability to improvise, make solutions, solve some issues. But while it's cooling right now, we'll hop in, and in true dessert fashion, we'll be enjoying it a little later. So in the meantime,
I'm with it.
I just whipped together a little cocktail.
Oh, this is
a little shot. It's
gone. This is good. It's
yeah.
good.
Oh, don't worry. We got a little bit of the bottle left. Basically, it was just gin, a little bit of Lillet Blanc, and all sorts of different things like that.
Y'all know I love my gin.
Dude, and honestly, your love for gin has started spreading off on me to start making more cocktails with it, trying more things with it. And I have found an appreciation for gin as far as a liquor base goes. But yeah, that's our bingo. You know, rewind a little bit, you'll see the bingo board. We're almost there at one of us fighting for supremacy to see who completes that bingo first. And then from there, we rewind all those little worldly influences. If you go back a few episodes, well, a lot of episodes now, you'll be able to see how we completed our last bingo and kind of reflected on it, talked about those dishes. So
I was about to
stay tuned.
Cheers.
Dude, cheers all day.
Do not be so rude. Yeah, man, bingo is going swell. We're learning, we're challenging ourselves.
Yeah.
We're getting ready to, getting the opportunity to taste world cuisine right here in San Antonio. So it's been quite the journey.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you already know we got to get into the meat of things, our main topic. Recapping October.
Boom, what a
October
month.
was
What
a crazy month. And what's cool about October is we saw it coming, right? Like all August, that's all I kept saying was like, bro, October is gonna be that month. October was gonna be that month. So much went down in October, man. Should I start off with the highlights? You want to go in with the highlights,
Bro, hey, I'm gonna say this, it's gonna feel like an extended pre-shift because of how much we've done behind the scenes.
man?
If you've been watching our morning brews, you got a little taste of it. If you've been watching the podcast and getting a little bit of the pre-shifts, you've gotten a taste of it. But there's been so much that it's literally, when I reached out to Kais last Monday, and he tells me, "Oh, dude, I'm feeling sick, man." You can hear it in his voice.
Man.
I felt a little rude because in my head, I'm like, "Oh, thank God." There's so much that I'm sitting there trying to juggle. And this is all stuff that, of course, goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Nobody knows how hard you work. I always compare entrepreneurship to being a duck, which, shout out to Duck Pond, or maybe
I'm about
not.
to say,
But
that's the correlation we're making here, bro.
look, hey, we were at Duck Pond this morning. Again, make sure you follow us on Instagram to watch these morning brews.
Man.
But a duck, when you see them on the water, they're just chilling, they're just floating, they're moving. You don't see any hard work at all. It looks effortless, it looks easy, it looks like they're gliding.
Yeah.
But you slide a camera right underneath that surface level of the water, and what you'll see is they're paddling like crazy. They're fighting to stay afloat.
True, very true.
And that's how entrepreneurship feels, is I must present a cool, calm, collected exterior. But on the inside, when I'm back at home, when I'm doing things off camera, out from the public eye, I am paddling furiously to stay afloat.
I'll drink to that.
Yeah.
That's so true, man. And the truth behind it is, though, I mean, you have to. Mm-hmm. There's no such thing as a chillpreneur. No. Man, like you got to be busting your tail to stay afloat until you do get to the level to where you can, let things. But we're in the beginning phases or stages of what we're doing, man. So it's nothing but grind. Like I said, we were in Dallas that same week. We did 200 people for USAA. Prior to that, we were at the ranch for four nights, 5 days, something like that. Prior to that, we had 2 competitions back to back that won.
Award-winning
chef right here, guys. So October just let me know, man, that you built for this.
Yeah.
Like I had a few come to Jesus moments where I was like, man, this shit is pretty hard. Like, am I sure I want to do this?
Any day jobs?
Right? Can I still get my server job from Yard House? I do all the side work. Like, that is so much easier, but this is not what is easier, it's what's more fulfilling, man. Walking in my purpose, like feeding people and getting those confirmations, those affirmations that, this is what you're meant to do. I think the biggest highlight for me was doing USAA. We were supposed to feed 150. It ended up being over 200, which would have been my largest catered event to date. And getting nothing but raving compliments, I just did the executive of USAA's anniversary, and that's all she kept telling me was like, hey, they love you out there.
Yeah.
So a little background story to that, man. USAA also already has their own catering service, contracting caterers, Sodexo. And ain't no beef with you guys, you know what I mean? Like I'm just here because I was called. Nobody's trying to take over your position. But they do feel some type of way. That your boy comes in.
Hey. Side note, we're sitting there and we're trying to clean up. Again, just like he said, he got thrown with about 65, 70 more people than he was booked to feed. Masterclass in preparation because nobody felt it. Nobody except Kais and the planner or the organizer knew that there was 70-ish more people eating than they were booked for. And that already had me some type of way, because again, as an event planner myself, as an organizer myself, I'm like, bro, how are you off by like a third of the people? Like, that's poor planning. Yeah. So I was already in my feels about that, you know, sitting there sizing myself up. But then we're getting to the breakdown point of it. And I remember this guy comes up and he goes, hey, y'all need to move this. We're the caterers for USAA. And I'm like, you trying to get zesty right now?
I was like, sure, man. Hey, do your thing, bro. I won't be in your space for much longer. I already got my check. Everybody's fed. We trying to get up out of here as well. So, you know, insecurities show up in their own ways. Yeah. And I don't gotta entertain it. You know, I already know who I am. I know what we can do. And getting all those messages like literally moments later, man, your team so professional. The food was amazing. Y'all set up like, what I gotta argue with you for, bro? Exactly. We gonna be out your way, man. So
I remember when he goes, "Hey, we need to start," and I was like, I slid the table over like literally 3 feet, and I was like, "Good." And he's like, "Yeah, that's what I want." I was like, "All right, boss, you win, man."
Hey, but if he was smart, he'd be like, "Hey, so how did you do all this? Like, you know, how are you able to feed all these people and make everybody happy?" You know what I mean? That's a conversation for another day.
Yeah, I'm about to say, not to dive into the education, but that has been a truest thing. So before we dive any further into that, I got a question for you, man. This past month, you know, you said the highlight, right? Yeah. The highlight was USA knocking out of the park, knocking out of that. But you briefly mentioned earlier, there was a point where you were questioning it. What was the... maybe not the moment, but what was the task, or what was the mindset, or the things happening around you that got you to that point where you're just like, holy crap, no. What was it the back-to-back-to-back? Was it a specific event? Was it an interaction? Was it the 1,000 hats you have to wear as an entrepreneur?
Bro, all of the above. And it was literally like me driving home and just understanding, yo, when I get home, I got so much stuff to do. Like, so much. It's nothing is stopping. Like, it's either doing events or following up with clients, making invoices, sending contracts, figuring out menus. Like, it's always something. And I'm just driving, and I'm like letting all that weight like weight on me. And then I just finally had to like look at myself in the fucking rearview mirror, and I just like, you asked for this, bro. Like, shut up. Like, stop complaining about it. This is what you wanted. You know, this is what you say you want to take it to the next level. Bro, I feel like I'm meant to be a billionaire. You know, any billionaires chilling that don't have an incredible schedule filled with like an infinite amount of tasks. So if this is what I'm claiming for myself, and just let me know, bro, this is how it starts. Because it's going to get worse than this. Yeah. This ain't even...
dude, this is just the beginning.
This is just the beginning,
This is just the beginning.
So...
you know, to that end, it's hilarious enough. I was watching a video today. I forget his name. He's that real estate buff gym dude who's got like the bandage on his nose right now. Anyways, his video was talking about how one of the biggest mistakes entrepreneurs make when they're starting off is spreading themselves too thin. They look at billionaires, they look at millionaires, and they say, man, those guys got like 25 different streams of revenue, streams of income. So I need to spread myself, and I put a little bit this, a little bit this, a little bit this, a little bit this, a little bit this. And he goes, but that's not the case at all. When a billionaire is first starting off, they're putting 110% into one cup. And once that cup starts overflowing and becomes way more profitable than they ever imagined, that's when they start saying, okay, hold on, let me splash into other cups. And they start building those other revenue streams. But at every single point, they're given 110%. What's that meme or that little quote that says, an entrepreneur is someone that says, I refuse to work 40 hours a week for anyone else. I refuse to be doing that with my life. But then proceeds to go work 95 to 120 hours for themselves.
It's facts, yo.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Like, I could easily go work at a restaurant. Easily. And go home and just be home. As entrepreneurs, every facet of your life is a office, pretty much. I'm on the toilet responding to emails, bro. Like I'm in the shower, like thinking about, damn, I need to finish off that menu. We working out, thinking about, okay, what can we do to better ourselves in our business? But that's what that's the importance of having the right people on your team, bro.
Yeah.
Roberto mentioned earlier that the importance of your five close friends. Whenever I feel low and I'll talk to Roberto about some stuff, oh man, that's easy, bro. You got this. Like this is what we're made to do. I can talk to my bro Gerald and the same thing. Like, hey, we gotta make money. This is not the time to be feeling sorry for yourself. So when those vulnerable moments come in your life, it's essential to have those people that will pump you back up to life, bro. Cause
Yeah, dude, the inspiration is key, and
all
that's
day.
like so. For my past month, it has been the month of free falling, right, in the
Yeah.
world of entrepreneurship, and one of the biggest changes that I have felt within myself and just the way I operate and the way I exist is literally all stemming from the mind and my mindset and the way that I view things, the way I challenge things, the way I see things, because it literally has been, mind you, before this, I was director of operations for 2, 3, 4 different restaurant groups, turned these private owners, turned these entrepreneurs into millionaires by the way that I handled their business, their restaurants, their food trucks, their grocery stores, the whole 9 yards. And even now, back then I thought, man, I know it all. If I was the owner, if I was the one with the keys, I'd be a millionaire. And that's what first started pushing me through. But even now, when I'm fully relying on myself and the people around me and the beautiful people I get to call clients, it's the mindset that has switched eternally, in the sense that now, just like I said, we're constantly in the mode of, where's the opportunity? Where's the value? Where's the dollar coming from? In the sense that my days are no longer spent thinking, oh, okay, I gotta go to work, and I had a pretty good example of it. Last Saturday, I got called back up to go be a tour guide again, to say, hey, we're understaffed, man. We really appreciate it. Can you come back one day only? Got to feel that whole, I tried stepping out, but they keep pulling me back in. And it was crazy because it was literally just what I was doing a month ago. But the way that I felt about it, the way I carried myself, the way I maneuvered was totally different. The way I structured my day, one of the big things I noticed as a character flaw within myself was I really felt when I had a day job that I could only do one thing per day. Oh man, I gotta go to work today. That's it. That's all I'm doing today. That's it. That's my day. I went to go my day job. I went to my 9 to 5. I collected my paycheck. And it was such easy money. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm very good at most everything I do. Shout out to God. Thank you, Jesus. Love all the blessings you've given me. But now when I went there, the whole time I'm sitting there giving these tours about like, oh, welcome to the place. Hope you enjoy, telling all these beautiful and wonderful stories. I'm sitting there not only analyzing every single person I'm talking to and seeing, can I do an event for you? Do you own a business I could help out with my talents and skills? But more so with my own self, where my mind was just constantly churning. I'm looking for more opportunities. I was telling Kais the other day, right now, one of the fun things that me and my roommate are doing is, hey, go hunt something. What are you bringing back today? And it's been the most hilariously fun competition that we're having with like, hey, bro, I came back today. Fucking Kais had Sunday service. I brought back some food. What's good?
By the way, he took all the food, guys.
Oh, yeah.
All of it.
Look, dude, I'm hungry, all right? This entrepreneurship, okay?
I caught the munchies like 5 or at midnight. Everybody's gone. Me and Cassie are sitting there watching TV. I'm like, man, I'm going to go walk in this kitchen and make me something. Yo, everything. I'm talking about everything was like scraped up, bro.
Hold on.
Hey, if you bring out plates, I'm taking one back with me, bro. I'm taking a plate back with me.
Hey.
Look at this, yo. Like, straight up. He took all the rice, yo. So he's not lying, man. He's out hunting. Be careful if you invite him to your house over the holidays. I don't know how long this
Man,
competition is gonna go for,
you
but
know,
he's serious about it, bro.
I made a plate, right? I was like, let me make a plate to go, a successful hunt. Then I wrapped up the plate and I set it down and I was like, let me help Kais clean up a little bit, okay? Let me make sure he doesn't have to throw anything away. I got you,
Oh,
man.
that's hilarious.
I'm gonna take this with me. You have that plate. Have fun.
That's hilarious because the kitchen was still a mess. Like, me and Cass is like, should we sleep or should we like at least try to straighten it up? And I'm straightening up and I'm infuriated because I gotta clean up and there's no food. Everything's gone. So
sitting there reaching out to everyone. All right, who didn't leave me a plate?
No, we knew exactly who it was. Those. That's how he got you with the potion. He really bought 3 different potions to kind of slow me up. So
look, I told you they're called elixirs.
Man,
right?
about the time
I'm the master of my own universe.
Hey, by the time they were gone, I saw him with 3 plates. I just didn't. I don't know what's going on.
It's some elixirs at work, baby.
Hey, it worked.
The master of my universe.
Yeah.
But honestly, though, back to that main point, and that mind switch, that mentality difference has made the world of difference to where I'm actually able to see these opportunities. Where before, I thought I could. I said, man, I was a director of operations. I literally ran these people's businesses for them. But what I realized was, when you're in the middle of a war, when you're on the battlefield, when you're in the trenches, you don't look around to say, hey, where's the next battle going to happen at? You say the battle's right here, right now, and I'm going to execute to the utmost of my abilities. And that's what helps us win wars.
Yeah.
But now I'm sitting here looking at the chessboard, and saying, okay, hey, there's an opportunity over there. I just met this person. There's a chance for this.
I see what you did there. I see what you did
Well,
there.
one of the biggest examples of it is I went and put myself out there and I helped a friend. She said, hey, I'm trying to put together this event. You've been inspiring me. I've been looking at your Instagram. I've been seeing what you're doing. And I have an opportunity and I want to do it and I want to use it. And I went, and I'm not going to lie to y'all, man. It was a masterclass, and Gilbert's the king of fixing, repairing, and putting out fires.
Somebody got to do it.
Dude, somebody got to do it. And I showed up to that event. It was not planned. It was not executing. It got to the point where the host of the event stopped going to the person that she hired to do this and started coming straight to me and saying, hey, here's the issue. What are we going to do about it? How are we going to fix it? And there I am with my little guild shirt on. I got my shield on it, and I said, don't worry. The shield is here to protect the event. And then from there, I was now able to, of course, I talked with her, the person who was actually putting it together, and I said, hey, I smell an opportunity. This business that you just did an event with has so much potential to do so much more, and I want to help them. But you were the one that did it. She's like, no, that was a one and done for me. That was a one-time event to help put my name out there. I have no intention of helping businesses. I have all the intention to elevate my brand and share my message with people. And so I said, oh, say less. The very next day I went and I had a meeting with them and I said, hey, look, this is how my company operates. You got to see us at work. You got to see the shield in action. Let's pull out the sword. Let's see what we can do to help carve for you a new destiny, carve for you a new path. And I was able to build a new client from there. And that's something that, had I still been working my day job, I think I would have been sitting there negative Nancy saying, God, why did I have to save the day? God damn it, this isn't even my business. I'm not even getting paid for this. I'm doing this pro bono, volunteer, grumble, and I would have gone home angry and upset. But instead, that mentality of, I got to bring something back. I got to hunt. I got to come back home and say, I got a new client. Boom, that's what I hunted today.
Bada boom, bada bang.
But yeah, man, it's been a hell of a month, full of new clients, new opportunities, new existences.
Now with that though being said, we're gonna stir the pot up a little bit.
Woo! Jumping right into it.
Because especially on your end, bro, I think this matters more so in you because you're actually taking on other businesses. Now, at some point, everybody's not going to work to your standard. Everybody's not going to come up to the plate and actually bring Oh, look at him, bro. We already tripping.
Look, if we about to stir the pot,
Sure,
we ain't be
do
feeling
gotta stir
good
the pot.
for it.
But how much accountability are you guys willing to take when collaborating with others who don't come to the plate fully? That don't put it all on the table, that don't put it all on the line. How much of that are you willing to say, hey, this is a team effort? You know, I signed up for this. Or are you quick to be like, nah, man, this was a collaboration. They did this over there. I did this over here. You know, I can't take credit for that mishap. Like, as leaders, I know as leaders, man, I actually had this happen the other day. I made a mistake with my client, right? And I'm literally trying to figure out, should I own up to it or should I just wait till they mention it, if they mention it? Like, nah, man, that's you can't grow. And this is, I guess, me already giving my opinion on it. You can't grow until you're able to acknowledge the problem. Right? You trying to sweep problems under the rug, you're never gonna get better because you just gonna keep sweeping stuff under the rug until you just got a pile of bullshit, right? So I went ahead and owned up to it, but this is a little different though, because on the other end, I collaborated with people cooking wise.
Ooh.
And they didn't do no Chef Kaya's work, bro. They didn't bring you no experience, but because it was collaboration, my name was still a part of it. But I was sure to let you know, no, I didn't cook that. that had no parts with me. So I guess transparency. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle with that. But
that is just it's so hard because for example, right? You bring this up. That's how I felt when I was helping this woman with her event.
Yeah.
In the sense of, man, I'm out here in my guild shirt because I had just come out from a meeting with another potential client.
Yep.
And there was a point where I'm trying to make heads or tails of this. And the business owner comes up and he's trying to make heads or tails of this. And he tells me, hey man, here's an issue. What are we doing? What's going on? And I told him, I said, look, man, don't worry. I'm here. This is what I do. This is how I operate. I'm here for it.
Yeah.
And he looked at me and goes, no, man, I have to worry. This is my business. They're at my location. He goes, if this doesn't go well, I can't blame anyone but myself. This is my business.
True.
And as soon as he said that, I realized I was like, you damn right. Because right now, I'm in my guild shirt. And most importantly, I am Gilbert. And for anyone who's here at the event and sees me even being a part of it, my existence is tied with it. And because of that, I have to make sure that it goes good because I refuse for anything otherwise. And then out of stubborn prideness, I'm always like, you know, it's a reason that I struggle to collaborate with people.
Yeah.
Especially because of what you just mentioned. Like, I would hate for someone to say, man, I'm gonna hire Gilbert and Kais to cook some shit for me. And then me have to sit there and be like, all right, so this is what I made. Please don't put it anywhere near what Kais made because he actually made something, you know what I mean? Like, it's one of those, I don't want to bring down anyone else's name because I refuse to let anyone else bring down my name. And so it's tough. It's definitely like, I don't know, it's a tough world to be in, and my solution, my answer to that, to my stirring the pot is always, you have to win me over before I'm willing to collaborate with you.
Ooh,
because of how important my name and my brand and my existence means.
Everything, man. And I actually wrote that note, like, you gotta be evenly yoked with the people that you're partnering up with. Like, I don't care how cool we are, we can be friends for years, you know what I'm saying? If I don't feel like you're gonna be a good representation of my business, you can't work with me. Like, just straight up like that. I actually had an incident a few weeks ago where a friend of mine from the past wanted to work with me. And she just kind of, prior to the meeting, she just gave off some ghetto energy, yo. Like, I don't even know a better way to say it. It just felt like I was dealing with a side chick. or something. I don't got no side chick. I know my girl is tapped in. Don't worry about me. But she was giving off the energy like I owed her something.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude,
and I'm like, no, I don't owe you anything. You're not a part of my team. You're inquiring to be a part of it, and just the fact that you are already having these expectations, thinking I owe you something, just kind of let me know, like, no, you're not the type of person. And even bringing it closer to home, moving forward, this past few weeks, I've gotten nothing but compliments about my team. Like, yeah, the food is great, the service is great, but I love that the people that you bring a part of your group are also very professional, very warm, very welcoming. Mia, Desmond, Alandria, Gilberto, when he comes as a Gil, like, I get nothing but compliments whenever my team show up. And for me, that is bigger than the food. That's
Yeah.
bigger than the service.
Yeah.
It just kind of brings it all together.
So to that end, how do you feel, especially when you have multiple people, when it is a collaboration? How do you walk that line of what do you take credit for? What do you allow people to give yourself credit for? And how do you deal with, like, for example, I'm an event planner.
Yeah.
Right? And that means my main job is to put the right people in the right place to make something fantastic happen. For this corporate event that's happening at the beginning of December,
Yeah.
you better believe when it comes to their food and their dinner, I'm bringing in Chef Kais.
Yeah.
And for me, when they come to me and say, hey, this was a phenomenal event, this was amazing, this was fantastic, I make it very clear, not only on the itinerary I put together for them, not only on the flyer, not only in the contract, but I make it very clear, Chef Kais is doing your food. That way, when they fall in love with it and when they tell me it was amazing, they know damn well right up front, yo, the guild, what they did was bring this man to us. Thank you, sir, for making that happen, but he's the one that brought this together. When you are collaborating with people, when you are working with people, how is it for you I remember we did an event together where someone definitely tried playing the whole, oh, well, I actually made this chicken dish, that I'm the one that physically cooked that. How do you walk that line, when you work with others? How do you shout them out? And more importantly, how do you take credit for what you did versus what they did? And most importantly, when things fail, how do you make it known that this wasn't me, I'm not good at this?
So that's a great question, man. I think I'll talk about the failure first, right? Because as leaders, nobody wants to work for somebody who won't take accountability for problems. And I think you're kind of dealing with something like that right now with your project. But I'm not going to, as a leader, I will give myself the credit for the mistakes, and I give my team the credit for the success. And the reason why I do that is because this is not an easy job. And I don't care how much of it I do myself, the parts that they do as well are equally as important. And then not only that, man, my dad used to have this saying, like, and talking about my grandfather, like whenever my dad would come home to visit my granddad was never stoked to see him. It was always who you brought with you. Did you bring your wife? Oh, that's awesome. Did you bring the grandkids? That's awesome. And I kind of apply that same ideology for myself. Like, my clients already know me. They already know I'm awesome. They already know I cook great food. But they want to really, see who I got behind me. Ooh, who's this tall gentleman with a very deep, velvety voice? Like, who is he? What's he about? Or who is this young girl who's just so warm and so welcoming? Like, what she's about? Like, it's like going to a party and yeah, you cool, but who's your friend over there, man? He seems like a cool dude. And especially with me knowing my next 5 moves, my ultimate goal is to, get this outside of just myself. The experience is going to be able to be done by other chefs that I'm going to train. And so with me kind of thinking like that, I'm trying to get the spotlight less on me and more on the people around me. More on the people that I'm training and I'm trying to cultivate and things like that. And so I'm real quick to let people know I could be up 48 hours doing an event all by myself. The day of the event, my team comes and helps me actually execute the event. But I'll still be like, no, I couldn't do this without them. Like this was still a team effort. And he'll tell you, bro, he's seen me in the kitchen in the wee nights or wee hours in the morning and late nights, knocking this out. And then, in the day, the other three would show up, bright tail, bushy eyed, or however the saying goes.
You never missed that,
yeah. But it's still a team effort, guys. So I'm really quick to give my team credit. But if I do fail, it's always comes from the top, bro. I am the reason why that failure happened. So,
nah, it's one of those things that, first of all, let's applaud the perfect segue into our educational segment.
Oh yeah.
But real quick before we dive into those next 5 moves, it's definitely something that I always had sort of the saying of like a good leader elevates those around him.
Yeah.
In the sense that what I always told people is I said, hey, look, I'm the commander of this army. And as the commander, it's my job to take the blame for everything. Everything that goes wrong is my fault because I'm the leader. But when anything goes right, it is all because of y'all. So the moment a customer tells me, oh my God, we had such a phenomenal experience. Yeah, it's because your server is awesome. She's great. She loves to talk to people. She's good at vibing and bonding with people. The moment I get a, hey, this was less than superb, hey, that's on me. I'm so sorry. Yeah. And, I'm sorry I failed you that way. But it was definitely, dude, those wee hours in the morning, I remember I would wake up 3 or 4 in the morning, and what am I smelling, man? Oh my God, it smells so good. And I walk down there and I just see guys, like trying to get everything ready for the event. And I'm like, bro, I'm literally just go knock on my door, dude. I'm right here. Let me know. I'm ready to help. But it's one of those things that I don't know. It's leadership is a definitely fun opportunity. And as you mentioned, segueing into our next 5 moves.
Yes.
Attaching ourselves to the community and empowering those around us. I remember when I first met you, one of the very first conversations you and I ever had was about what's your purpose here? What is your purpose with what you are currently doing? And at the time, this is 2 years ago now that we met when I was still director of operations for Sorry.
Yeah, that was a year ago, man.
Oh, that was a year? No, it had to be more than, because I was a year at Slate Theory. And I went like 4 months before.
We met that same year, bro.
Yeah, so, a year and some change ago.
Hey.
We're asking, hey, what was your purpose? I think, I don't remember who asked who that, but I remember my response to that question was, I want to lift up the San Antonio community. Mm-hmm. We got phenomenal chefs, literally the best in the biz. Like, mind you, I go out and party a lot. I go out and eat a lot. Come on, I eat. I've been to Austin, I've been to Dallas, I've been to Houston, I've been to El Paso, I've been all over Texas. And you all know it from the bottom of your hearts. When you think good food in Texas, you think Austin or Houston and sometimes Dallas. But I promise you, we got much better chefs here in San Antonio. Bars, bartenders, we got it much better here in San Antonio. Yeah. But no one's really bringing it all together. And I remember I told Kais that was my mission. Why have I not left San Antonio? Why haven't I gone somewhere more fun? Phoenix, Austin, Atlanta, New York, LA. And my whole thing is like, I believe in San Antonio. Mm-hmm. I believe it is part of my mission here. And right now, just like Kais always says, everything we said a year and some change ago, everything we've been saying has been manifesting, has been coming to life. And right now, with these next 5 moves, it really is, honestly, it's just hilarious how much we are riding that same wave of these next moves are empowering those around us, building up this community and showing everyone, how easy it is. I know we talk about how hard the background stuff is, but once you love it and once you know your purpose, it's so easy. Yeah. And from there, helping them share that blessing with the world. You and I know a lot of blessed people, from talented chefs amazing bartenders, good managers, things like that, that haven't really been able to make that shine. And so I know your next 5 moves are, of course, based around your business, but it's a lot more tied into how you can affect your community.
Yeah.
So with that being said, as simple as possible, preface, if you've been watching our morning brew, which you definitely should, we're up in there every morning around 10 a.m., 9:30, 11, depending on how our workout goes, how strained it is, because there are definitely sometimes we walk out of that gym and I'm like, give me like 30 minutes, man, I'm hurt, I need water, But it's always around then, and we've been reading the book called Your Next 5 Moves by Patrick David.
Bet.
David. And so our educational piece for you on today's episode is going over what we've learned and how we're applying it to the next one.
Yeah.
So obviously we're going to try to make this a little bit more simple for y'all. I know we're encroaching that time limit, but what are your next 5 moves, my friend?
Yeah, so documenting everything. This is gonna be a fantastic story. I don't know if y'all seen the Yeezus. I think the Kanye trilogy. But before he became the great artist that he is today, one of his guys was just documenting the entire process. And I have the same belief that that's my same fate. So I want to start documenting, getting my seasoned blend patent, get my cookbook completed, and start training the chefs that I'm, looking to essentially pass the torch to. So my whole idea is to prepare for the scale. Having things in place for when, people go crazy and they're like, man, I love the experience. How can I have more of you at my home? Boom, here's the seasoning. Boom, here's the cookbook. Boom, now I'm too big. I already have my other top three chefs. Okay, good, Desmond, you go handle this event. Mia, you go handle this event. Alandra, you go handle this one. While I'm still, doing my thing. Then build the business to a $1 million business. Get it going. And if anybody feels like that's impossible, I'm about 1/10 of the way there. Doing
bars.
The 10th of the way work. So I could give in another 90%, honestly, if I'm being real with myself. And also just understanding the importance of team and the importance of community and having the people that got my back to be able to allow me to do these extraordinary things. And ultimately building all of this hype to be able to say, hey man, look, I'm a self-taught home chef, worked 7 years as a server, never even really worked as a chef in a restaurant. I did all this just from passion. And I know there's a lot of you out there who also have the same passion for service and same passion for cooking. Let me create this course to pretty much show you how I built my business to $1 million business as an unprofessionally trained home cook, now as a luxurious chef and caterer. And like I said, man, I mean, you can go on TikTok, you can go on Instagram. There's everybody's cooking, bro. Everybody's in the kitchen. Everybody, wants to showcase their talent. But hey, do you also want to do this and make $1 million from it? So just kind of building it up to that level. The Chef Kai's experience is going to be what's it called? A home brand, a common name. What's it called when your name?
Common name, home brand. Both of those work.
I'll
take both of those
terms. But yeah, I just want my name in everyone's home, essentially. All over the world, people are gonna know Chef Kai's, the Chef Kai's experience.
Preach, man.
And that's the five.
I'm gonna say this. I don't know if the viewers at home took the time to actually appreciate that final bar right there. You will go as far as you dream you do. You will go as far as you say you will. It's one of those things that, one of the things that I tell, Kai's broken down simply for me the other day. He says success favors the quick.
Oh yeah.
Or he made it sound a lot cooler than that.
Success loves speed.
Success loves speed. There you go. And that was something I was breaking down to the managers I was training today. In the sense that you just got to be doing, and most importantly, you got to envision this, and you got to know this is where you'll be. I always tell people you will take as long as you tell yourself you will take. If you say, oh, I'm gonna get my laundry done by Friday, you will. You are 1,000% correct. By Friday, you will get that laundry done. If you say, I'm gonna get my laundry done today, you're gonna get it done today. That's how it works. In the same way, if you tell yourself, I'm gonna be a common household name, you will become that common household name.
That's it.
If you tell yourself, I'm gonna be a billionaire, you're gonna be a billionaire. If you tell yourself, I'm gonna be a millionaire, you're gonna be a millionaire. If you tell yourself, I'm gonna be the best tour guide out there, you will be that. And so it really is, wherever you are at in life, your first move is to first envision that success. And now, Kais and I, we talked about, what was it, Snoop Dogg, I think he said, where he's like, as you move along your career, you're gonna notice that you come up here and a lot of your friends are still down here. And out of loneliness and out of wanting to connect and share some love with your friends, you'll bring yourself back down. But
you lose that way.
You lose, and it is important for them to catch up to you. And I told Kais,
that's the only way.
I feel that right now I'm catching up to him. He's been doing this 2 years longer than I have, a year longer than I have. And I feel that right now in my life, I'm trying to still catch up to him. And I use him as a heavy inspiration on just about everything I'm doing. And he can tell you how many times I reach out to him like, hey bro, can you help me with this? Hey man, what's your advice on this? Hey man, have you dealt with this situation before? Hey man, can I borrow this?
Yeah.
You already got it. Can you share some of that love with me?
Hey, and once again, the importance of community though. To have people in your circle that make you want to do better. Like that make you feel convicted. When you're sitting on your tail and you see your friend over here being successful, doing amazing things, you're like, yo, I want some of that. Yeah. I want a piece of that.
Dude, and I'll say, I feel like that's the difference between, I don't know, about to stir the pot on this one, but I feel like that's the real definition of a true friend, is someone that says, I need to make sure and I want to catch up to you, and if I'm ahead, I want to pull you up.
Yeah.
And I tell Kais all the time, I feel like he's helping pull me up, But to that end, my next 5 moves.
Let's hear it.
Is step 1. Move 1. I have to create that momentum. I have to create that motion. One of the biggest things that Kais has shown me, you can be doing events all the time. It's not a one-off thing. It's not a rare thing. It's not a fucking once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's a way of life. I need to get to that point first. That is my first step, is fill my book, fill my schedule, fill myself with money-making ventures. So step 1 is identifying my target clientele. Who can I benefit the most? Who can I share my blessings with the most?
Yeah.
And right now it's split up into 3 categories. 1, the person who wants to make a memorable event. Whether it's a 50th birthday party, whether it's a retirement party, whether it's a communion party, child's first birthday, these milestones, those are the people that I'm targeting, are the ones that are reaching milestones in their life, and they want to share that with the people around them. The second clientele I'm targeting are businesses that need these events to help them re-shine and recast a new light on their business. How many times do you have a favorite neighborhood bar where you're like, man, the food, the drinks, the whatever here is absolutely phenomenal? How are they not busier? If you do have those places, please leave them down in the comments below so I can go reach out to them and say, hey, what's up? I can help you out.
That's a good one.
And giving them the events that can help them shine a new light on their business, bring new clientele, and help show off. These are the blessings they have to offer.
That's that Keith Lee effect. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. I spent a lot of time on the internet, let me tell you that. And then the third clientele I'm targeting is the executives, the people saying, look, I got some CEOs, some CFOs, and some really important people to my business that I have to show them a good time. And I have to let them know that they are valuable to me. And so step 1 is isolating all 3 of those clienteles, all 3 of those customer bases. Step 2, once I learn them and understand them, is marketing to them, drafting that email, giving that phone call, bumping into them at the grocery store and saying, "Oh, Frank, hey, I heard you own this place. Hey, this is what I do." Trading business cards, networking. That is step 2 for me. Step 3 is documenting all of this. About a month ago, I was talking to the person that helps me with my media. Shout out to Genevieve. Shout out to the Evolve firm. Shout outs and much prayers to everything you're battling right now. But I was telling her, this is my year 0. This is the first year that I'm actually betting everything on myself. No day job, no nothing else. And I want to document this entire process. I want to make a documentary. I'm going to call it the 10 affirmations, because one of the things I've started doing every morning is when I wake up, I hop right out of bed immediately and I go to the mirror and I look at it and I tell myself my 10 affirmations. These are the 10 commandments, the 10 whatever that I'm going to live the next year of my life by. And I put a lot of effort into it. Follow me on my Instagram at @theguildtx, and you can see and follow along what those 10 affirmations, what those 10 commandments are.
That's lit.
But I want to use that to be the basis of my documentary that I want to make. And then step 4 is spreading that love with everyone around me and helping, really flesh out what I'm calling my leadership academy, helping teach, train these people. And, Kais and I have been talking for the past few months about our dream to have the Mirepoix be a platform and a space for aspiring entrepreneurs to be who they want to be, capture the business they want to capture, and more importantly, grow up. Him and I, guys, you and I, we both know plenty of people that are right at that beginning. They're knocking on the door.
This is us.
They're saying, "I got a talent and I want to, I don't know how to do it."
That's who we are.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And to be able to share those experiences with it and help fast forward someone else's track, that is the move. And then finally, step 5. Step 5, the next and final step that I want to get done by the end of the 1 year, which, by the way, everyone, I'm counting the end of my first year on my birthday, November 17th. If you want to show some love, book us around for an event. If you want to spread some love, follow us, comment, whatever you can do to support. I promise you will be the best birthday gift I could have ever asked for. But step 5 is accumulating all that together, having the physical location, whether it is a physical location to store all my event supplies, whether it's a physical location to have a restaurant as the Mirepoix, whether it's a physical location to just have a studio space to keep producing this, but have an actual home base for the guild. That is step 5. And you will see this November 17th of next year. These 5 steps will have been accomplished, and it's going to be exciting. It's going to be energetic. And that's sort of how we're growing. And if you do want to understand the nitty gritty of how these 5 steps are going to happen for Chef Kais, for myself, buy the same book we did. Go to our morning brews. We're doing really interesting books. We're bringing them to life in really cool ways. We're discussing them. If you want to join our community, it's as easy as shooting us a DM. We got that Black Card membership. Kais can bring in some guests to work out with us.
Yeah.
We're always sitting in our car talking about this. There's always room in our Discord. There's always room in our talks. We're here to help those around us.
Yeah.
So don't be shy. Follow us on all our pages, at Chef Kais on Instagram, at The Guild TX, at The Mirepoix Podcast.
Right here.
Slide in our DMs. Let us know how you want to grow.
This is what this is all about. You being able to take a look into our lives and learn quickly the things that we are actually doing. That's your shortcut. So take full advantage of it. You get to see firsthand our mistakes, our triumphs, all them. Oh man.
Talking about accountability, I forgot to butter the pan.
Here we go.
So broke on exit, but
this challenge.
Look,
this was the challenge.
I could cut a little circle like that and played it differently, but here, dude.
Let's do it.
Yo, let's see the execution. The plating was off, which, by the way, if y'all need inspiration for plating, go to Chef Kais' page, bro. Every time I ever plate anything in my life, I'm looking at him. I'm just like,
that's pretty good, man.
Right?
That's some pretty solid flavors right there.
I just gotta clean it up. I just gotta remember to butter the pan so it comes out solid.
That's pretty good, man. That kind of reminds me of the what I did, that little bread pudding, the
Oh, no.
marble pudding.
That bread pudding, bruh. Me and Justin still daydream about it.
No, that's really good.
Well, everybody, that's been episode 50.
Indeed.
Thank you, Taste Buds, for joining us to create the greatest base of conversation, of good vibes, of good music. As always, follow us on all our socials.
Yeah, buddy.
Check the links down below.
Yeah, buddy.
And Mirepoix.
Mirepoix, baby. See y'all in the morning. Check out the morning brew.
Bam!